Welcoming you into Rustler Gymnasium for the fourth game of the day here on the CWC Volleyball Invitational at Riverton, Wyoming, the campus of Central Wyoming College. It is a warm gymnasium, Devin Davis. It is warm outside, mid-70s right now, which is actually cooler by our standards as of late and what we've had this summer. But it is warm in here, and last game saw North Platte and Gillette go 5, and Gillette stays undefeated with a 15-9 fifth game win. They had to come from behind to win game 4, 30-28, and keep their undefeated season intact right now at 13-0.
That was a battle. It really was. And like I said, a huge surprise with Gillette with a new coach and just almost a whole new roster, how well they've been playing to start the season.
Well, it's I guess in junior college is where that can happen, because you only get them for 2 years, and in 1 year you can flip the script, as Gillette has done. And they got McKenna Stevenson, who had 30 kills in the first match against Central in a 5-set win. She had 21 kills in this one. Chloe Wright, who had 14 kills in the first game, had 21 the second time around for North Platte. So those two big guns doing well for Alexa McCall's team. On the other side, Gillette has a big roster. They have a lot of kids on that roster, and they played a lot of kids in that ball game. They were led by Paige Riedessel, who had 16 kills. Mackenzie King had 12, and Kate Vondrak had 7 in that. They got out killed by 10, 59-49, but they had enough gas in the tank to win a 30-28, come from behind fourth game to win the fifth game 15-9, and I guess more importantly, stay undefeated on the season.
Yeah, and then I would have never thought of that. You know, I just didn't expect that. It's going to be a barn burner once we hit conference play here in the North Region 9 Conference.
Always is. And it seems like this year is not going to be any exception to the rule going on out there today. This is your Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, portersmvs.com. They have locations in Riverton and in Casper, on North Federal and Sunset in Riverton. Hot tubs and barbecue grills, and you had me at hot tubs and barbecue grills, right? McCook comes into this game with a W under their ledger, already played on the day. Central played earlier on the day as well. They would fall to North Platte in 5 hard-fought games, each team winning alternate. It went McCook, or it went North Platte Central, and North Platte wins the game 5. And it was McCook taking down Colorado Northwestern, and that one would go 3 matches. And the match scores of that were 25-11, 25-15, 25-14. And if you're a score comparer, Central beat this 25-7, 25-11, and 25-14, I think is what that ended up. I don't actually think that is correct. 25-7, 25-14, 25-6 Central. So similar fashion, Central dispatched them a little bit easier, quicker. But then again, Central didn't have to not stay in a motel they thought they were supposed to stay in, and then ended up getting shuttled around Fremont County like McCook did. And this is the secondhand story that I get, that McCook got here and the motel that they were supposed to stay in is in kind of a state of disrepair, and the coach said, no, we're not staying there. And it became, well, I guess there were no reservations or something at one point, and so they made reservations late, not knowing there's a soccer tournament with 1,800 people coming into Lander coming in this weekend, so motels scarce. Decided we're not staying in that. So the Mulholland family, Zoe Mulholland of Lander, is on the McCook team. Kids stayed at her house. Kendall McFadden on the CWC volleyball team played at Lander Valley High School, friends with Zoe. Kids stayed at their house. I think the coach and assistant coach stayed at the activities director, Steve Barlow's house. And you guys didn't have any?
No, I can't believe we didn't get a call for, you know, we got extra room.
Yeah, and I just wondered if they ran a WRTA bus route this morning and picked everybody up at their respective places. But just an interesting story. So I talked with all of the girls from McCook. They were just outside the door of the radio station where I was working, doing some other stuff. And I thought, well, this would be a great chance to get pronunciations. So I stepped out and got pronunciations, and I said, so did you guys get a motel tonight? And they're like, no. So they're going to stay.
They're going to go back to the families.
They're going to stay with everybody again. So
they're going back to the host families.
Exactly. Going back to their Little League All-Star host families, if you remember those from back in the day. This is Central Volleyball. It's the Porters pregame show. We'll look a little bit more in depth at this matchup after we take this time out. Your pregame sponsor, Porters Mountain View Supply.
Porters Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porters Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Hey, grab me one too.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland.
5 minutes away from game time here at Central Wyoming College, where the McCook Indians come in, and they have played 12 matches. They are 3-9. They just ended a 2-game losing skid by beating Colorado Northwestern in 3 earlier. Central ended a 5-game losing skid by beating Colorado Northwestern in 3 last night when they played. Central, though, came out on the wrong end of a 5-set match against North Platte this morning, and here they are going to rebound in this game. Earlier on in the day today for McCook, they would see Anna Richardson out of Worland High School. She would tally 13 kills in that match to lead the way. Paulina Pfister had 10, 7 kills for Leah Young. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, make sure I am. Yes, Leah Young. And they also got 5 kills from Bobby Starkybaum, who I would have not pronounced that way. And I said, are you kidding? And she said, yes. And then you say you know some.
Oh, the Starkybaum family is a really well-known family in that Haxton, Northeast Colorado area.
There you go. So that's where things stand right now. Let's look at starting lineups for the CWC ladies, shaking things up a little bit in the starting lineups. Of course, you've got Nora Rasmussen, number 2 out of Fillmore, Utah. She has led the team in kills the last 2 games. She had 12 last night, and she had 16 last night and 12 today to help lead the way for Central. Rachel Workman going to get the start in this one. The Mapleton, Utah sophomore wears number 23. Presley Ryan wears number 8 out of Santa Quinn, Utah. Also starting is Quincy Matthews. Ella Svensson started the first game, and Quincy Matthews, the freshman out of Payson, Utah, will get the start at center. Lindsay Stewart from Vernal, Utah, wears number 12. Lena Whitney, the freshman of the year and Region 9, all Region 9 first team performer on the other side, and your libero in the white jersey that she has in her picture right there. The rest of them will all be in black for this one on the screen. And I have the wrong logo up for who Central is playing. I still have North Platte on there, but it should be McCook on that. So for that, I apologize, but that is your starting lineup for the CWC ladies as they get ready to take on the McCook Indians.
Yeah, I think, a couple of keys here, and we didn't get Lena Whitney the ball very much this morning, and Lena has probably one of the hardest swings on the team. And I'd definitely like to see her be fed a little bit more. Also, Presley Ryan just had a tough morning, and when Presley's on, she's really hard to block, and so it'd be great to have her step up this game.
Coach shaking up that starting lineup just a little bit, and different starters out there. We appreciate you tuning in on the Rustlers YouTube channel from Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. And Amanda Nikoloff is the new media instructor, and she is the new media class right now. Unfortunately, it's very early in the semester, and normally we have until late September before we have a home volleyball game to get some class instruction. But Neil and Gordon stepped in last night, and Neil stepped in today. And unfortunately, through some prior commitments, he had to go out of town. And so it's all on Amanda. So thank you, Amanda, for doing that. I'm curious as to whether or not we will have a national anthem before this game kicks off as well. There is one more game later tonight. Colorado Northwestern will take on Gillette. That'll be supposedly the 5 o'clock game, but that's not happening at any point. And then there'll be 2 matches tomorrow, and neither of them involve the home team tomorrow. And Kim was concerned about getting McCook and North Platte back on the road in decent fashion because of the long road trip. And if only, College of Southern Idaho had that in mind when they sent Central home, and the ladies got home at 4 in the morning on Sunday morning. But Kim having a little empathy towards the other team, and going to let McCook and Gillette play first, and then North Platte will play Colorado Northwestern at 10 a.m. So they're going to get started at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And that's, I talked about, was one of the the earliest game that I've ever done was at 8 o'clock. In a contest.
We're not doing those tomorrow.
No, we are not. They will be on the Huddle stream, I'm hoping. Yeah. Anyway, fingers crossed, you can still catch them on the Huddle stream. McCook is on your left side, dressed in blue with black. Central in their huddle, still on the right side of the equation. They're dressed in blue. Head coach Kim Davis in her 3rd season.
Well, I'm looking out and going, man, are we having the same line judges all day long? That'd be a long day.
The answer right now is yes.
Yes.
And we've had the same libero tracker, the same scorer, same scoreboard operator, same music operator, and the same PA announcer as well. Haley Kobza is the head coach of the McCook Indians. 10th season as the head coach.
Have you been to McCook?
To it or through it? I don't think to it, no, but maybe through it. Is it on I-25 or is it on I-80 down there? I'm going to guess I've not been to McCook.
It's between I-80 and the Kansas-Nebraska border. It's down.
Oh, south. No, then I'm going to say I have not been to McCook.
Believe it or not, when I graduated from optometry school, I visited there and almost took a job in McCook. And McCook is out in Plains, beautiful community, great golf course. So it's kind of a neat area.
Normally, I would have played PA announcer Steve Barlow, but
we started talking.
Yeah, we did. We started talking about whether I'd been to McCook or not, and I bought a map one time, and I was going to put pins on all the places I've been, but I needed to go to the top 2 corners first so I could hold the map up. So. Teams will shake hands at the midcourt stripe.
Both wearing dark uniforms. That's a little different.
Well, there is no, because you don't intermingle like the other sports, there is no home whites road jerseys or home dark jerseys like in football or anything like that. Thanks to Porter's Mountain View Supply, our pregame sponsor. Stats brought to you by Buckle Up for Life Wyoming and our friends at YDOT. Postgame sponsor Bailey Enterprises and Pit Stop Travel Centers, and Fremont Chevrolet is our scoreboard sponsor. There is the scoreboard populating there. McCook and Central getting set for Game 1, best 3 out of 5 non-conference tournament volleyball. 3-9 overall. McCook ending a 2-game skid. Central ending 5, but they've lost 5 of their last 6. Well, 6 of their last 7, if you will. And Libero checking in as you look at the Central bench. A couple of local kids, and I say local in that I kind of claim Kennedy Nosey as local. She was born in Riverton, but graduated from Billings Skyview High School. And has a twin sister. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Kennedy does, huh?
Serving to start things off is Peyton Swanson out of Severance, Colorado, a 5'9" freshman. And Nora Rasmussen starts with a K right away.
It is pretty, you know, if you look down, we have a Worland player, we have a Lander player, and then a couple more on the other side, on our side. So a lot of local kids.
Yeah, and one of the locals is a 10-hour drive away on her. Shot down the line by Richardson, goes into the net. Richardson, a 5'10" freshman out of Worland, Wyoming. And she's only their fifth leading killer on the team, but led them in kills this morning in their previous match. And Peyton Swanson from the back row puts it off the block of Lindsey Stewart, and it's 2-1 McCook. Richardson to serve now. Serves deep. Rasmussen receives. Quincy goes middle. Stewart is dug in the back row by Richardson. Tap ball is going to hit the antenna after it hits Central, and that'll be a tally for Paulina Pfister. She is a 5'8" sophomore from Poland. Some international influence, Istanbul, Turkey, and then you're going to give it the Bolivia place a shot there. Cochabamba. And then we also have France.
They serve that time.
And an ace by Richardson. 3-2, McCook out in front. We have had different ball handlers than the men's and women's basketball team have helped out in doing that. And now I think it's the ladies golf team. Might be some rodeo kids. They're off this weekend as they host their event next week. And another hard kill by Pfister. She pounds it down the left side, and McCook out to a 4-2 lead. And look, I fixed this too, the sets.
Yep, got that fixed. Got that.
See, if we weren't watching earlier, you had no problem. You didn't even know that we had some technical difficulties, but we're working on them. That serve is long and out by Richardson, and we'll send the ball back into the hands of Central Wyoming College. This is the final game of the tournament for Central, as they will not play tomorrow. Outside Pfister again. Blocked that time. Workman and Whitney, though, block it out of bounds. And Pfister tallies another. Leah Young from Amarillo, Texas, checking out. Going in to serve is Brooke Nelson, the libero out of Berthoud, Colorado. 5'4" freshman. Why is it your liberos are always some of your toughest servers, too?
Yeah.
It seems like. Workman. Cross, just long, no touch, out of bounds. And McCook with a 6-3 advantage.
I think our line judges will probably see in their sleep. They'll see, you know,
well, after
see close balls all day, all night long.
Full 12 hours of doing it today, perhaps, and then got to come back to do some more tomorrow. Presley Ryan fires, shoots it off the block of McNair. And also, I'm not sure who the other one was, if that was Starkey Bomb that was blocking in there as well, but she got it to go. Coco Dennison serving it up for Central. You know, she is a licensed nail tech.
Oh,
she is. And she's probably busy on road trips, I would imagine, with the clientele. As that one goes cross and a touch, and the kill for Peyton Swanson. Substitution in. Zoe Mulholland of Lander Valley High School. 5'10" freshman. It's not often when you get to go on a road trip and sleep in your own bed. Ball skims the tape. Back set, Whitney. Cross is in.
It's good to see a good swing again. I said that. I think Lena playing well is really important to the CWC team.
Presley Ryan to serve. Down 2 to McCook. Swanson dug in the back row. Near side Rasmussen. Rolls shot corner. Richardson is there. Back set. Pfister puts it down the line. Again, Paulina Pfister from Poland tallying another time. She has 3 or 4 kills now, I believe.
And she's just 5'8". Another one with good vertical.
Yes. Pfister sends it into play. Rasmussen is too close to the pin. She had to go left hand, and she ends up putting it down the line of the net. And it's 9-5. Pfister still to serve with a 4-point advantage. Game 1 just underway. Last game, well, first game of the morning went 5, put us about 50 minutes behind. Got closer to on time with a 3-game sweep, and then here we are back after a 5-game set behind time. This game should have started at 3, and we are just starting now as Central will get a point. Good hustle by Pfister in the back there, but could not bring it back into play. We have a 3-person officiating rotation as well.
Yeah.
We have 3 officials that are rotating between up official, down official as Whitney serves one good up by Nelson. And then flat-footed, Starkeybaum puts it into the net. The 6-foot freshman from Hexton, Colorado. And it's 9-7. Central has cut the lead in half. Whitney sends it wide and out. Lena will head out. Reeder will come in. I was talking about ball retrievers, the shaggers, the ones that sit on the end. Mike Reeder, Hallie's dad, was one of our ball shaggers for the last match.
Oh, he did?
So, yeah, stepping up. He's a man of many talents, and thanks to Mike for
ball shagging's one of them.
Step into that role as well as Stewart goes to the far side corner, and she will tally. Rachel Workman checking into the ball game. Rachel did competitive mountain biking 3 years in high school. Competitive mountain biking.
Wow.
In Mapleton, Utah. Would like to go ride some trails there. I'm guessing if they've got a competitive mountain biking team, it might be a little fun to go ride there.
Yeah, exactly.
Serve goes into the net.
Has her bike with her here. Coach probably doesn't want her doing that during the season.
We have a, I don't know if it's a degree or certificate, but trail building at the Alpine Science as a college major of study.
Oh my gosh.
At Central Wyoming College. Lindsay Stewart saw it coming from a mile away and stuffed it back down and gets the kill. Nice job.
She was licking her chops, waiting, going, come on.
Yeah, she read that telegraph as it left the station. Rasmussen serving. Far side, Johnson hoping for a rafter bounce, can't. And a tough swing and a kill by Anna Richardson. And McCook has just kind of grabbed an early lead and has hung on to it now with a 12-9 advantage midway through game number 1. Got our 2 New Zealanders from the women's basketball team manning the ticket booth. Not sure if there's an exchange rate for dollars to, I'm not sure what New Zealand uses, but Workman on the backside, tapped in the air. Pfister, cross, got a pretty good lick on it, but a better dig, and they'll say that it goes out by Workman as it crossed in front of the antenna, which is out of bounds. Great play by Rachel to try to bring that back into play.
Don't you get points for effort?
13-9, McCook has jumped out to an early 4-point lead and kind of hung on to it. Central's brought it back within a couple of different times, but has not gotten any closer than that and trail by 4 right now.
It just, you know, the Lady Rustlers right now, the Rustlers are just not kind of in system again and not in sync, and everything's coming really difficult. They're taking advantage of some difficulties we had with serve receive, and
this is their third match in 22 hours, though, I will remind you of.
Yeah.
They played at 6 o'clock last night, came back and played at 9 o'clock this morning, and then get after it at 4 o'clock this afternoon again. So,
and a long 5-setter this morning,
yeah,
too.
Three games in 22 hours is going to take a toll on you. McCook did play earlier this morning as well, and you could maybe argue that they've had a little turmoil by not getting to stay in their motel and staying with families around Fremont County, but that 5-set game with North Platte was a drainer for Central, especially to come out on the wrong end of it. Ryan is blocked. Workman back to Presley and bounces it in front of the diving libero, Brooke Nelson, and the tally for Presley Ryan. So out of the timeout, Central gets the side out. In case you were keeping that stat. That's an ace.
An ace.
For Hallie Johnson. 13 aces coming into the weekend. Not what's usually FBK. That is not what they're chanting. Back-to-back aces by Johnson. McCook kept playing, I think, like they thought they pancaked that one up. But no opposition from the coach as they're trying to rearrange their back row a little bit on serve receive, putting Richardson in the corner. And they'll get a much better receive out of this one. Pfister through the block. Good dig. Rasmussen on the back row. Great set that time to bring that one back by Landry McNair.
Isn't that right at the net, and she kind of had to set that off of the net in order to be able to get the kill.
Yeah, so many times the hitter gets the credit, but that was all your setter right there. Landry McNair bringing that one back from almost going over to being a kill. Whitney through the block, tallies, and I think you're on it, Coach.
Yeah.
That it's got to go through 2-5.
Yep.
It's got to go through Whitney and get her involved.
And that's what, during the break, Coach Davis, just mentioned that as you looked at how many attempts Lena had, not too many. So I know that's a big focus here.
Coco Dennison serves. Pfister at the 10-foot line gets a pretty good whack at it. Rasmussen from the back row sends it past the McCook back row and out of bounds. Coach Davis has used one timeout. Going out is Landry McNair. Coming in is Zoe Mulholland. The opposite setter in the 6-2 that they run. She'll go far corner. Overpass blocked at the net. Matthews comes out on the short end of that one. Nice play by Bobby Starkeybaum at the net to win the joust and get the point, 16-13. Ryan blocked at the net by Starkeybaum and Swanson, and back out to a 4-point McCook advantage once again. That's an ace by Mulholland, and I like the enthusiasm on the bench of McCook, just chanting the name of the server, and there Coach Davis is going to burn her second timeout. And we'll be out of timeouts at 18-13. Can't take them with you when you go anyway. You might as well use them and stem the tide a bit as they trail by 5 here in game number 1. Again, their third game in 22 hours.
And
or less if you count the ending time of last night's match.
The percentage of this timeout is pretty low because of the run that they're on. The bigger the run, the less. Isn't that weird to think, why does that have a difference? Why does that make a difference? But you call the timeout earlier in a run, the more successful it is.
You just don't know that it's going to be a bigger run later
that's right.
to burn that time out.
You think we're going to do it this point, but that's a good.
CWC will be back home. This is weird. They have 9 home games, which is more than they had last year. I think they only had 6 last year.
Yep.
They have 9 home games, and in the span of 24 hours, all 3 of them will have been, 3 of their first 9 have been played.
A third
of their home season will be played in a 24-hour span. And then they'll be back at home again in late. Now it's going to be October 3rd and 4th when they're back home again.
Not till the beginning of October. Hey, it worked that time.
Defying the odds.
That's
Central
right.
gets the point. Appreciate everybody tuning in on the Rustler Athletics YouTube page. CWC and MCC.
There's a block.
Quincy Matthews up front with Lena Whitney. 18-15. Presley Ryan, second team All-Region 9 performer a year ago, serving. Swanson goes deep. They want to touch. Negative.
What do you think the one McCook coach standing, what's his job?
It's a good question as Presley sends that one long.
I think he calls the serve with his back.
Yep, looks like he's called the signal with his right hand there.
Doesn't show much emotion.
That is Dennis Trester, perhaps, an assistant coach. Victoria Thomas and Haley Kobza is the head coach. Victoria, another assistant, sitting next to Haley. So service errors come in pairs, and they give it back at 17-19. Swanson stuffed down. Oh, jeez. Cameron Dennison gave a little body bump to Lindsay Stewart, and Coco's a little shorter at 5'2" and kind of hit her right in the sternum with her shoulder. She
knocked the wind out of her.
Yeah, kind of zapped her just a little bit on that chest bump right there. Swanson fights one through the block. Yeah, 5'2" coming into chest bump. The 6'3" didn't work out so well, and I just happened to catch the exchange, and Lindsay was just kind of like, oh, wow. Kind of stung me a little. 20-18. McCook has grabbed an early lead and has hung on to it. Audrey Holm from Paxton, Nebraska, sends it deep and out of bounds.
You know what's in Paxton? I think it's Swedes. It's they have all kinds of wildlife. It's like a bar and a grill, and it's a famous place to stop.
The name of it is Swedes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I thought you were telling me there's a lot of people from Sweden there or something. But
they have a lot of wildlife on the walls, and it's a famous place to eat.
Sent from Mulholland goes wide of the intended receiver, and Coach Kobza will take a timeout. As we are at Riverton Vision Center score, 20-20, right. All of a sudden.
And it kind of just snuck back in this one, haven't they?
Yeah, they've kind of chipped back in. McCook has helped out with a couple of service errors here and there, and here you are you've trailed the entire game so far, but now here are you, you're 5 points away from taking game one, even though you've been down most of the time.
So, that's started playing a little bit better, started getting in their groove a little better. And
you using your phone right now on the internet, it reminds me of, I do a radio show in the morning on our campus radio station, and there's a list of 20 things that kids today would never survive that we did back in the day. One of them was going to school without a water bottle. Right, because you had to do
no such thing, man.
And you didn't have a phone with you at the same. Going to the bathroom without a phone, kids would never survive that. And the other one was not knowing everything when you want to know it. And you're looking up Swedes right now in Paxton, Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's like you never would have made it back in our day.
I know.
Here you are. You were back in our day.
My wife gets tired of me. I have to know everything. I'm one of those guys, you know.
Like Jeff Foxworthy, your Blankenball, had a comedy routine once where he's like, back in our day it was, hey, what did that guy play in? I don't know. And that was it. And now you got their whole life history that you could spout out to somebody. Richardson out of the timeout will send it over. Back set, Workman off the block, and Central has a lead. 21-20, Central out in front.
I was about to ask what time Wyoming plays, feeling like it's Saturday all day long.
Yeah,
but
tomorrow at
that's
6.
Tomorrow.
24-point underdogs to the 20th ranked Utah Utes. Hope our defense can show up. That is just long. Hope the Cowboy defense can slow down the Utes a little bit. They've put up 60-something and 40-something. They pounded UCLA, too. As Mulholland out. Landry McNair in. She is out of Chase County High School at Imperial, Nebraska. And she will almost tally an ace, but a great up between Johnson and Matthews. Matthews set, backside. Workman finds the far corner. Great back set. It kind of confused the front line of McCook. They had no idea which way to go block that.
They did. That was a great job that time by Quincy. Didn't know where she was going with the set.
Rasmussen with a 1-point Central lead. Overpass, Stewart hits it. Pfister, though, grabs it the second time. Richardson goes cross, and off of a carom goes in front of Rasmussen, and we're tied at 22 apiece.
Waiting for a ball there.
Richardson to serve. Worland High School grad. Trying to give McCook back the lead as Workman is brought back in one. Ryan goes cross, touched at the net, and Presley Ryan puts Central back up by one. Lena Whitney back in, go to the front row for Lindsey Stewart, who checks out, and Hallie Johnson to serve for CWC. Back row, Swanson is long, and it's game point Central.
She took a full swing on that one, didn't she?
And a timeout called. Central trailed for much of this first stanza and got back even at 20-20, and now have outscored McCook 4-2.
Like I said, that was, boys, Central really was flat to start the game, and then they just kind of started getting things going and snuck back in this one.
It was about the time I pointed out it's their third game in 22 hours that they kind of crested the hill and started coasting, getting the momentum down the hill a little bit.
Yep.
CWC men's and women's basketball getting ready for their first official practices in the first week of October. They're both sitting up here in the booth with us. Keith Wyatt in his second season, and Pat Rafferty in his second season of his second stint at Central Wyoming College in his 311th year overall coaching. And I say that affectionately. I love Coach Raff. I see him in the darndest places. See him on the golf course. Right out, I'm playing catch with the dog out on the back. We kind of borrow the fairway from time to time to play catch, and he's playing through. And then I saw him walking. Nice placement by Landry McNair on the second hit. It's dark one night, and we're walking, and we're driving, and I see this guy walking, and I'm like, who is that? That's the coach. He's out just, after playing 18, he's out there walking. And I said, it's kind of late to be walking. He said, I got kicked out of the house. He was kidding, but Workman blocked out of bounds, and that is game one. Central takes it 25-23, and will take a 1-game-to-none advantage over McCook. Game two on the way after this break. This is Rustler Volleyball from Rustler Athletics, winning 25-23.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletes for over 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes and their families one-on-one. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. Our services include hand therapy, orthopedic therapy, pre- and post-rehab, and aquatic therapy, and more. Set up an appointment today in Lander, Riverton, Green River, Rock Springs, Saratoga, or Rollins. FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Out here, we don't measure wealth in dollars. We measure it in peace of mind and freedom. We've grown beyond a single town to something much bigger, elevating how you bank. And it's time our name caught up with who we've become. A credit union forged in iron, retrofitted for possibilities, grand altitude, helping all of Wyoming live a life well lived.
Game 1 to Central. (25-23) with Game 2 on the horizon. They have switched sides. Central in their black unis. And it's kind of fun to watch the evolution of the volleyball uniform as well, how it goes from sleeves to quarter sleeves to full sleeves to no sleeves. And knee pads to no knee pads to knee pads again. And then now you've got players wearing full tights.
Yeah, that's gotten to be the...
with instead of shorts, I guess, on top of that. And just the evolution of the volleyball attire. Kind of like the length of basketball shorts, how they went from short shorts to knee length to beyond the knee to back to short shorts now. And now the girls basketball players tuck up the one up in their spandex, and it's...
We laughed thinking about like Muggsy Bogues when he wore shorts that they almost went to the ground.
Yeah, like take your warm-up sweats off. I did, it's like, oh.
The Fab Five at Michigan.
Block by Stewart. Central won the first 25-23. They outblocked McCook 2-1 and is dead even in kills at 11 apiece in that first stanza as well. Paulina Pfister had 4 kills, and I think those were 4 of the first 6 of the ball game, I think, did Pfister have, and then Central kind of solved that riddle. Stewart high up, sends it wide, almost took out the line judge. And it's 1-1. Peyton Swanson had 3 kills. Anna Richardson had 2. On the other side, Ryan Presley led the way with 3. Rachel Workman had 3. Lindsay Stewart and Lena Whitney each had 1. Nora had 1 as well. Tied at 1. Ball goes off the head of the blocker, Young. She didn't know where it was. And now they'll go outside to Nora Rasmussen. And she'll tally her second kill of the day.
Nora had a great game last night.
And this morning led them in kills both. Nice hard serve. Rasmussen. Richardson goes over the block. Nobody says touch. Everybody from McCook, even the bench, they want to take a look at it. They're going to take a look at it.
It's kind of interesting though, because if anybody was going to call touch, the official was about 2 feet, 3 feet away from it. So here's a chance for.
We're going to, I don't know if you're going to get a definitive look at this, but here is, we're going to back this up a little bit. I'm going to keep backing up because we're going to play it in real time first. I think it just went over.
I think everybody thought that it came off her fingers.
We're not going to see this because, like I said, we get right. It goes.
I don't think it touches anybody.
Yikes. We're looking right here.
Yep.
And we don't have a zoom capability on that, but.
I mean, like I said, the official, look where the up official is at.
Yeah, it is right in his viewfinder right there as it whizzes past his face.
I think it's just deceptive because it's rising, and so it looks like it comes off of fingers.
It's deceptive too, and yeah, because look at the trajectory, how it keeps rising after it gets hit. It's on the way, and it just keeps rising. I'm going to say, and we're going to watch it again one more time in real time.
Let's see what you think.
Kind of see how the trajectory goes.
So did you say down there it's in high? They have a higher.
They do. They're watching it at 120 frames per second. We're watching it in 30 frames per second. So they, just because of the conversion from that high stream video down to broadcast video, basically, is where that comes in. And I watch it again, and I thought it sailed over their hands, but here you can clearly see that it doesn't go straight over their hands. I think it maybe goes between, and they say touch, and they're going to give the ball back to McCook, so they do say touch. I don't know what Coach Cobbs's record is. She's 1-0 now, I know that. She got a W on that one. So our second video challenge of the tournament for CWC ties the game at 2 apiece. And now the paperwork. Submit in triplicate to the NJCAA office. Still looking at a stop in play. I should have looked at another view on that play.
From behind it?
Yeah, from the backside to see, but yeah, we're not going to get there before we get back to action. So remind me of that next time. Say, hey, we have 5 cameras. Peyton Swanson. It's a pretty cool little feature, though. I do say so myself, not to break my arm patting myself on the back here, but shot over. Nice. 2 for 1 that time by Presley Ryan. She gets the kill, and she knocks around the McCook iPad that is videoing in the back corner, which can't believe those things have survived as many things as they have survived the little
that's right
huddle cams on the tripods in the back of the gymnasium. Waiting for a while. Hallie Johnson finally gets to serve. Richardson, they're going to call Central out of rotation. That is the first time we've seen that this tournament. Central is out of rotation, and maybe that is why the official was waiting so long before he gave Hallie the signal to serve, as they were double checking to see if in fact that rotation was where they wanted it to be. And now Lindsay Stewart is going to come in to play the front row for Lena Whitney, and they're going to get a recheck of the lineup as the official comes in and gives them the stage directions of where they should be at the current moment. So another stop in play, this one not for a review, however. Tied at 3s, Central up 1-0 as they continue to confab.
Coach is trying to tell her that they're not right.
That Central is right and that the officials are wrong, and now it appears that the official is contemplating the rebuttal of Coach Davis. Coach Davis asking with the kind of conferring with the other coach. So now the up official is the one doing the talking down to the lower official. If you're just looking at her, it looks like she's thinking hard, but she's actually listening to the up official that is talking at the moment right now. As we had a delay on a play call challenge.
Right, and I think
now you see the up official verbalizing down below, and she's going to go check with the official scorer on the score table.
And obviously I'm going to defend. Kim's teams are hardly ever out of rotation. I mean, over all the years, I don't know if I've ever seen that happen very much, if at all. It's kind of nice that they have the headphones, the up and the down, so that they can talk across the gym.
Right, exactly. It wasn't. They do have a little headset on, so it wasn't just like he was yelling it across. They are still verbalizing with each other and talking it over now.
Wow.
Still conferring, and we are working on a third or a fourth minute now already of delay after the timeout.
And we're looking now at the monitor.
So that is the stat monitor. That is the stat computer that they're looking at. So I'm not sure if they're looking at the play-by-play that gets recorded with text on that. But they called Central on an illegal rotation and gave the point to McCook. 1-0 Central leading, 3-3 on the scoreboard in game number 2, and because the iPad there to the right of Jacob South, you can't see it with the assistant coach in the way. There's an iPad in front of Jacob right now, and now you can't on screen watching. But that silver computer they're looking at is the stat computer, I do believe.
Okay.
And so, but they also could have it pulled up like I do on my computer up here as well to see if in fact it is out of the rotation or not. But and as soon as I would go to break, you know they're going to resolve this.
But you know, I mean, and that's the hard thing about challenges, right? Is that the play is over. You probably recorded the results, and it's overturned. Now you got to go back.
And I guess you just have to replay that because there was not a termination of the play. It was like as soon as the ball came back over, that's when the violation came.
Yep.
And so you would have to put 2 thumbs in the air and replay this. So still looking at the scorer's table on a lengthy delay here from Riverton, Wyoming. You want to see something cool? I'm going to show you what Central Wyoming College looks like right now. That is a webcam at our back behind our dormitories. That is the East Apartments on the right, and on the left side you see the residence hall.
Yeah.
The building in the middle is the Robert A. Peck Art Center Theater that you're seeing.
That's
and
cool.
What you're not seeing off in the distance is the Wind River Mountains because of a smoke haze and everything else that is going on. And then you can also see some pretty low clouds. But that is what...
that's a pretty elevated view. I mean, look how far down the cars are.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Can you tune in and look at that about any time?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's Wyoming News Now webcam there on one of the TV station's web pages.
So parents, if you want to know what your kids are doing in college,
spy on the dorm, see if they're in the parking lot. Yeah,
see if you can see their car.
Can you see their car? You see one there on the left side and a couple others, but just looking outside. Those are fun when you look at the basketball games. It's 73 degrees and cloudy in Riverton right now, but it's fun to watch in the basketball games when there's a blizzard going on outside and we're inside at the basketball game. But they are still working on this delay that is now into the 7th minute of delay.
What do you tell your kids as a coach right now?
I don't know, but
what are we having at Subway tonight?
How come after you change a word 3 times in spell check, it still gives you a 4th option? You're like, okay, no, if I've spelled it the same way 3 times, artificial intelligence, you should be figuring this out, but it's not. But yeah, no, this is a long delay in a match that is already delayed and behind, as they are still talking to the scorer down on the bench. Both teams are back out to the playing surface right now.
Because you can only talk to the coach so much.
Are there any other Wyoming YDOT webcams you want to look at? You want to see what's going on South Pass right now or anything? Or
does it sound like tomorrow night there may be a little chance of snow? Are they replaying it? Did he call that?
We are going, yeah, I think they are, because they're talking to McCook now, so everybody was out of rotation. I think McCook had to go back because they had moved because they had the point, and so they go back to where it is previous, and we'll see if the scoreboard deducts one off of the McCook ledger before this is done. Now, down official talking with Kim Davis on the left side. 10 minutes of a delay right here. They are going to replay it because Hallie is going back to serve. So now she's talking to official scoreboard operator. So should it be 3-2 then? Or had he not put that point up already?
I don't think they'd put the point up
Okay,
yet.
So it is 3-3. Back to volleyball after 10 minutes of delay. Pfister, Central says they didn't get it, and that one goes long anyway. Now McCook wants a touch.
That was a 4 hit, I think, but
Central called it Central said 4, didn't get that. Then McCook says touch, they didn't get that either. So ends up being a Central point, 4-3. Johnson still serving. Pfister swings, brings it back up. She'll free ball it over. Rasmussen, Matthews, Whitney blocked.
Nice
Good dig, Johnson. Presley dug by Richardson. Pfister free balls another one over from the 10-foot line. Back set Workman kind of flicks the wrist to bring it back. Pfister swing and puts it on the Central side.
Good battle on both sides of the ball that time.
Central won game 1. And they did so 25-23. And we're knotted up at 4 apiece in that first match, by the way, as McCook's going to tally again. In that first match, there were 4 ties and 2 lead changes. And the second lead change was when Central overtook them at 20. Short serve, Johnson can't get there, that's an ace. Brooke Nelson. And another block and a point for McCook. Nelson, the leading ace server on the team, coming into the weekend with 17. And she just tallied one just a moment ago. And now McCook will take a 3-point lead into a timeout for Central. This was 3-3 a moment ago, and a 4-1 spurt by McCook out of the 10-minute delay has them up by 3.
Kind of a long second set here.
Central soccer teams on the road today. The men are on the field right now with Trinidad State. The women played earlier at Trinidad. That is a long, talk about long road trip.
Yep. They play today and tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Trinidad today, Otero tomorrow. And no score posted for Trinidad State versus Central. I just got word that this second game score sheet may be a little bit jacked up with all of the changes and rearranges and that 10-minute delay that they had to work around and with, as Workman sends that one long. Shot a text to our women's soccer coach and get an update on how the ladies fared against Trinidad State in Region 9 soccer play. 4-8 the score. Roll shot, Ryan. Good dig by Swanson. Nora, nice play, brings it over, and then going after it was McNair, and she can't handle it, and out of bounds it goes.
Nice save by Nora.
Yeah, gets a dig and a kill all at one time. I saw Lindsay Stewart between games in the student lounge. I said, hey, nice shoulder dig / kill. She said, thank you. I've been working on that. So. And a serve into the net by Coco Dennison. And a service error will give it back into the possession of McCook. Mulholland stepping up to serve. Former Lady Tiger from Lander Valley High School goes after Dennison. Outside, Presley Ryan. She scores. On the survey, I asked, who would you like to give a shout out? Presley says, shout out to my parents for raising the perfect daughter.
she's humble.
Yes, she's very humorous, is Press. 9-6. Floater, Pfister. Brought back up. Oh, and a nice play by Bobby Starkeybaum. As that one got brought right back up, right at the net.
Yeah, Jen just made a smart play.
10-6. You'll watch this serve coming at you here for a view with a Coco Dennison. Set to the outside, Ryan blocked.
Nice
Great
save.
Up by, actually it was Rasmussen that was blocked. It was Ryan that dug it up. And Central gets the point.
She kind of stuck her arm out there and ended up being kind of a nice pass.
Whitney, nice serve. Hard swing, better block. Pfister goes after it. Can't do it as it goes into the score table. Pfister left a lot of skin on the ground and slammed into the coach in the chair, and she's back up and back out there ready for business. Serving over the shoulder there of Lena Whitney as you're watching her serve.
Wow, what a serve.
Great one, just barely skimmed the net, and it's put back down by Quincy Matthews.
That was not over the net by a hair.
Yeah, a smidge, a
Yep.
skosh, whisker. And that ball is out. Sounded like the whistle blew before the ball hit the ground. Whitney out, Johnson in, playing the libero in that back row. 11-9, McCook out in front. And now they're calling McCook out of alignment.
Overlapping, I think, is
Was waiting.
that they crossed up, you know, and when you're in the
Right.
back row and you're in the front row, you can't.
And I think that's what the hand motion he made was that overlap.
Yep.
I was just holding my breath for another 10 minutes of fill time we were going to have to come up with. And now it's out of rotation, and coach talking to a couple of her players on the front row saying, hey, you need to be here. So 2 quick points.
That was kind of a late whistle, though.
Yeah, well, you had to wait till after the serve, right? But
yeah. Giving up some points.
Swanson with a little floater, and Rasmussen puts it into the bottom of the net.
Nora tried to do a little too much with that. As she swung pretty hard, but the set wasn't high enough for her to swing that hard.
12-11 McCook after they gave up 2 kind of unforced errors there on the rotation. And that set goes all the way across the side of the court and hits the net and falls to the ground. Ella Svensson will check into the game. She was on the Swedish National Championship 4th place team 2 years in a row in Sweden. And she'll come in to take over the setting duties a bit for Quincy Matthews.
Try to find the hot hand here.
Swanson makes Svensson run, and then almost a miscommunication by Central, but they get bailed out. And then Richardson knocks it off the block of Stewart into the antenna, and that is a kill. 14-11. This game kind of reminiscent of the first, where North Platte, I keep calling them that, McCook had the lead the majority of that. Central would never really go away. They could never pull away. Stewart puts it into the bottom of the net. Now it's a 4-point advantage. And a timeout called by Coach Davis at 15-11. McCook out in front of Central Wyoming College.
And really just costing ourselves points here. We benefited from a few McCook mistakes.
Right.
And then these last couple have been all on us.
Cowgirl volleyball team got a victory over Rhode Island, winning in 3 today after they played 2 ranked teams yesterday. Wyoming volleyball. How about that Wyoming soccer team? 4-1-1 and beat 15th ranked Georgia at Georgia, no less, earlier.
Pretty impressive for sure.
Got a win over Idaho State yesterday, 1-0.
You know, that's kind of got to be an advantage, though, playing at Laramie, going down to Georgia, as far as your lungs go, you know.
But the humidity is a different.
That's true.
A different sport, though, when you get into that area as
especially
well.
Still late summer, early fall.
Serve goes out from Swanson, so out of the timeout, Central gets the side out, and here comes Nora Rasmussen. go after Swanson. Near side, Richardson blocked down by Stewart.
You'd like to say that Lindsay read that really well. I think she just was in the right spot at the right time.
I think maybe a little bit of both, because she was in the air ready for it.
Yeah.
She was ready to pounce when that got there. Cuts the lead in half, and Rasmussen sends it deep.
CWC has done a pretty good serving the last.
Just see Kim with her hand on her head as the head coach just kind of massaging her temples after that service error. Service errors come in pairs, I say, from time to time, but that one's not going to happen there as they'll go back out to Presley. And the dig by Richardson. Free ball, Pfister, Campfire. Good job, Johnson, to dig it out of there, and then Presley will get a shot at it. Back to the near side, blocked back down. Great job by Young to recognize where that one was coming. Rasmussen, Svensson, back set, not going to get over. Workman did her best on a back set from Swenson. That coach now looking for answers. Going to go back to Quincy Matthews. Is there a third setter in the lineup?
No, I don't think we have a third one.
Put the liberos out there. They do pretty good on pass sets. There's a block.
That was out
by Central, but it sails out.
That was pretty close, but kind of hard to tell across the gym.
Line judge emphatic said out. Did not hesitate a moment. Same as that one. That's out. McCook fans said that was in. I think the coach is kind of judging by the reaction of some McCook parents in the crowd, like, should I challenge that or should I not challenge that? She decides not to challenge that, but don't have advantage of the Jumbotron to show you the replay first, like in the NFL or something like that, as that ball sails wide.
Look
on
up at
McCook.
the replay on the.
Yeah, you get to see it a couple of times before you have to make a decision on whether you want to challenge that or not. Three-point McCook lead. Young. Dig by Johnson. Whitney. Quick set. Matthews, the assist. Central back within 2 now, leading 1-0. That's 3 out of 5. Pfister blocked by Whitney, who gets a second hit at it. Back set, Workman over the top. Nice dig. Third hit. Not going to get there. It was a good dig by Brooke Nelson to read where that was going and get it off the floor to at least play another hit. And now Coach Kobza will call the timeout.
Kind of making a little run again.
We out of timeouts on both sides, or they still have one left?
I don't know.
I think they show one left on the scoreboard right now. In game number 2, a 1-point advantage. Need to open the doors and get a little of that 72-degree temperature in this building.
Some air moving in here.
It's about 84 here at the top of the gym where we sit. Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff coming in on her day off on a Friday. Had students this morning, and now she's a one-man band bringing us all the looks. And through modern technology, a lot of different camera angles, which is pretty darn cool to do. Like that, right there, that camera angle on the CWC sideline. Central battling back. We're down 4 a moment ago, back within 1. Tough serve. Young, nice hit. Kind of wondering where she's been with a hit like that.
Yeah, and that was a
get after her a little
adjustment because that was kind of out in front of her. From Amarillo, Texas.
Another side out, McCook. Trying to even this match at 1 apiece. Workman drops it in. The competitive mountain biker. She will exit for Coco Dennison to come serve.
I think you have to be a little crazy to be a competitive mountain biker.
I think you have to be a little crazy to do a lot of things. Radio, broadcaster.
Definitely not eye doctor.
Ryan gets dug. Good block by Central. It'd be crazy to go to the eye doctor. Presley blocked. Good job by Starkey Bomb at the front of the attack as Mulholland returns for the McCook Indians.
Oh, nice job by Hallie.
Back row, Richardson wound up, and that one, I think Central's lucky that one hit the tape, or that would have scorched through the middle of their earth right there. Pfister knocks it off the block and scores. Now, are McCook and North Platte, I believe, under the same umbrella of the Mid-Plains Community College system? I believe so, yes. Pfister got it to fly over. 4-point lead again for McCook. Swing and a miss by Swanson.
A lot of people here tonight. Good crowd.
High school football team out of town for Riverton. Volleyball team is out of town, and that goes as an ace for Central. And again, they get back within a couple. They were back within one a bit ago, but cannot get that wagon over the top of the crest of the hill.
Climb the hill, but can't get over.
Ryan serving at Swanson. Pfister goes cross right. Good job by Dennison to get enough to slow it down. Rasmussen stuffed. Great reactions behind her. Johnson. Nelson with a dig. Swanson blocked Whitney and Matthews. And it's a 1-point game again. We were tied at 20s a bit ago.
Both teams seem to kind of go through these rough spots.
We were at 20s in the first game, and then Central went on to get that first game. Mulholland pulls it back, block, Mulholland to dig, and that one takes out their water bottle collection. And we are tied at 22 apiece. Coach Kobza has one more timeout, and now she'll use it.
Well, Presley served a long time last night, and so far, you know, she's throwing them off in that back row, and they're really struggling in that serve receive, getting it to the setter, and so it's always kind of running all over the place on McCook's side.
It is interesting how in volleyball you get into that one rotation that just kind of seems to get stuck in.
Yep.
I mean, we've got to get out of this rotation. We've, you know, just for whatever reason, momentum, just a slump, whatever it is, you get into that one rotation. McCook has led almost the entire second game until now. We're tied at 22 apiece. block and point out of the timeout, North Platte.
Nice pass.
Rasmussen blocked out of bounds, tied at 23.
Good swing by Nora. Lindsay steps into the front row.
Nelson the receive. Richardson stuffed.
Lindsay, wow.
Showing why she was all tournament at the CSI invite last week. And Central poised after trailing much of this game to take a 2-0 lead with game point 24-23. Lena Whitney serving. Mulholland brings it near side. Swanson blocked but on the Central side. And Swanson will have McCook live to see another day.
Central's played a lot of games past 25 as they played some pretty good battles.
We've seen some games go past 25 today, several of them. 2 of them Central played in. Gillette had to take a 30, and that's 25-24. Gillette had to take a 30-28 decision from North Platte to force a 5th game in the previous match. And now it is game point against Central with Quincy Matthews to serve, the freshman. Payson, Utah ready to serve it up and put Central up 2-0. Can she do it? Pfister about set it straight into the ground, but they do bring it up. Rasmussen rolls shot. Mulholland is there. Second hit has to come from somebody else and into the net. Oh, it's a block on the other side.
Looked like it
Excuse
went.
me.
I thought it did too.
I thought it came down on the McCook side. To be honest, I thought it was blocked and came down McCook's side.
That's crazy. I thought it was into the net.
Referees right on top of it, right in front of him.
Deceptive for sure.
And it's 25-25. It kind of makes you wonder if you're an eyewitness to a crime or something. Seeing, well, I know I saw what I saw, but did I really see it? Nice joust won by Rasmussen.
Set her at the top there at the net. She tried to get up and kind of pull it back.
Yeah, trying to do it all she could do with it when you get that situation. Survival mode. Rasmussen serving. Central game point number 3. Cross off the block and staying alive is Anna Richardson from Worland, Wyoming, and we're tied at 26. Pretty evenly matched squads at this event. Back set, Workman. Swanson saved it. Swanson blocked by
Lindsay does a great
Stewart
job
at the net again. Such great anticipation.
Yep.
And she gets a high five from the coach as she comes out. Game point number 4 for Central. Serving, Hallie Johnson. Pfister just does get it inside the antenna. Ryan goes deep corner, but right at Richardson. Back to Pfister. Blocked, and it's over. Whitney gets that one, and Central with a 2-0 lead. 28-26 after trailing much of both. If you were to do like time of possession or that kind of thing, time with the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it would be all McCook. 28-26. Sorry, I was going to interrupt you.
No, 2 sets in a row. I mean, they've come back from big-time deficits, and I you know, that's shows a lot of poise on CWC's side.
Game 3 on the way. Central up 2-0. This is Rustler Volleyball from Rustler Athletics.
Don't leave your future up in the air. Always wear a seatbelt. and reduce your risk of death of serious injury in a crash by almost 50%. Buckle up, Wyoming.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire and Auto Service, your local tire and auto repair specialist in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local, choose Bailey Tire and Auto, where your satisfaction hits the road.
The crowd is roaring, the whistle sounds, and a new season kicks off. Behind every pass, every drive, and every hard-fought point, Hot Springs Health is there. From Fremont County to Worland and right here in Thermopolis, their clinics care for every athlete like family. With modern equipment, trusted providers, and sports equipment ready when you need them, Hot Springs Health keeps our athletes strong and ready to play. This season and every season, Hot Springs Health proudly stands with our hometown teams.
Game number 2 to Central. Had to go overtime to do it, but they did it. And Central got out-killed 12-10 in that stanza. But Central out-blocking McCook right now 7.5 to 2 in the block category.
Man.
And that's Bobby Starkeybaum that has both of those blocks right now for McCook.
Lindsay, again, has had a nice game so far.
Central won the first 25-23. They win the second 28-26. Nora Rasmussen, 6 kills, again leading Central. Presley Ryan has 5, 4 for Rachel Workman, 3 for Lena Whitney. 4 solo blocks for Lindsay Stewart right now. And 3 of them have been of the anticipatory variety where she's like, okay, I'm ready. Bring it, and then knocks it down. 8 kills for Paulina Pfister. She had 4 in the first, 4 in the second ledger. Peyton Swanson has 5. 6 for Anna Richardson as well as Stewart taps that one over.
And another one. 6 now for Lindsay. Our defense is probably our best offense, you know?
Sometimes that definitely works out that way, especially in the blocking category, as they'll send one deep. Workman pushes it over. Richardson. Oh, Matthews kind of stepped in front of Rasmussen. I think Nora had a better play at that, but Quincy didn't know that at the time and gave a play on it, knocked it out of her venue. And sometimes that'll happen. Ball getting away from the ball girls a couple of times and finally get it back into their hands. Nice play by Presley Ryan, knocking it off of the block of Landry McNair. Tooling the block to get the point. 2-1 Central. They lead 2 games to none in the best 3 out of 5. Johnson serving into the net. That is the that is the 9th service error.
On CWC,
on
really?
CWC. And the other side, McCook has 9, so they've traded their 9 points back. Rasmussen the receive, Matthews middle, Whitney, nice dig by Swanson. Pfister blocked out of bounds, 3-2 McCook. Hallie Johnson leading the way with 8 digs. Brooke Nelson has 11 digs for McCook. One-handed set, and a nice play by Whitney. Got it through the hands of Swanson and Richardson. Neither one got a real solid hit on it. It falls to the ground, and we're tied at 3s. Three apiece on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Outside Pfister, cross. Central's done a good job of kind of slowing her down after she got out to a real fast start. Through the block and scoring as she goes through Starkey, Baum, and McNair.
Wait, Presley is on the ground, with that dig, and then has to step up and attack at the net.
Just the athleticism of these ladies on both sides. That's amazing. To do what they do.
Takes me 10 minutes to get up off the floor.
And we make a lot of noise too, groaning and everything else. Oh, great dig by Nelson after the block by Central. Nelson again bails them out of a jam, and they'll score out of it. That was all Brooke Nelson. The 5'4" freshman, you got to raise her hand in victory on that one because she had 2 incredible digs to keep that ball alive for her team.
Kept the ball in play.
Fours as Mulholland to serve into the net.
A little different lineup out there now as Ella has checked in, and then Sarah Maservi in the front row.
Maservi out of Spanish Fork, Utah, sophomore, and then Ella Svensson, the sophomore, assuming the freshman from Sweden, has checked in. Did they stay awake to watch this, I wonder? There's another block, Maservi and Whitney.
I think
the Swedens, it was dinner time at 9 o'clock this morning, and so I think they're in bed by now. Or they set an alarm to get up and watch
almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
YouTube. Yeah. I think they'll catch it and have breakfast and watch the game on demand tomorrow. Almost a basket, and that's an ace for Presley Ryan. Central now out to a 7-4 lead, and that might honestly be their biggest lead of the match at 7-4, which is crazy to think about, leading 2 games to none.
Exactly right.
Going to see Charlie Russick from Berthoud, Colorado checking in, a 5'8" sophomore. Haven't seen much of her at all in this one as Anna Richardson goes out, and Russick will come in her place, and you go right after her, and they do. Left-hand swing by Shauna Muller, and there's a block that falls in by Starkey Baum. Muller, by the way, is out of France, 5'6" freshman. And here comes the sophomore from Poland, Paulina Pfister, to serve.
I want you to pronounce the town she's from, though.
I took French in 7th grade. But I didn't do very well in it then, and that was in 7th grade, which they might not speak. Oh, that one just goes wide on Central. Gretz, Armaine Vier's France.
That's it. The Gretz part's easy.
If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with BS, right? So there you go. 1-point game. Pfister still serving. Goes at Ryan. Nice pass. Lena off the block will tally. And Central with an 8-6 advantage.
This is our lineup that we really nobody should hit through this, right?
Yeah, Maservi and Stewart at the front line.
Yeah.
With that shorty 5'10" Rasmussen out there with them. That's an ace by Central.
Yeah, Nora looks pretty short out there.
Yeah, next to the
Twin Towers.
Yes, we'll go there. Whitney serving again after the ace, 9-6 Central. Cross court by Russick. Doug, back row. Ryan had to adjust her steps and swing, and she got it at Nelson, and it kind of went wider than Nelson, I think, was anticipating, and we're going to get a timeout, or will we? No, it's 10-6. I thought we're going to get a timeout out of Coach Kobza, but we don't.
She doesn't know the statistics, obviously.
Yeah, call it earlier than later. That's right, before it gets out of hand. Left hand blocked by Stewart again. That left hand of Muller. Touched in the air, and great play, Lena Whitney. Great awareness to come get that one. Blocked again by Central, but there's Nelson again. Down the line and out. Lena Whitney gets the chest bumps, the high fives, the atta girls. She was in no man's land and dug that one out of the timber.
Yeah. Like I said, look at that. I mean, how would you like to swing? How tall is number 8? Is 5'8".
Yes.
And you're swinging against Maservi and Lindsay Stewart over there.
I'm going to show you the play here real quick. I'm going to go to a replay. And this is...
Yeah, I want to see that.
This is Lena Whitney coming in right here. We're just going to watch the play. Here's Lena. I've got her highlighted right here. And that ball is going to go touch, and she pulls that back up, and they get the block right here.
Look at that.
Bring it over. That one went deep, and watch him attack her. Throw her out of the pile out there. I'm going to go back and watch it one more time because it's worth watching again. The touch, and there she is.
And just with one hand.
Winding
one arm.
up as she went down. So great play by Lena Whitney to help out. I'm going to throw out a score for you here real quick, and a congratulations to first-year women's head soccer coach Ben Nelson as the ladies soccer team dispatched Trinidad State today 8-0.
Wow.
That might be the biggest win in Central girls soccer history in the 6 plus now the 7th year that we've ever seen.
Definitely
an 8-0 win. I'd asked him for scorers to see if we had multiple game scores. Jersey Claypier has scored several goals for Central. I'm sure she had to be in the mix today. That ball kind of crawled up the defender, and they're going to punch it over. Stewart, far corner. Central starting to pull away from the Lady Indians.
Coco and Kennedy and Kendall over there. That was a pretty funny one.
Yeah, the bench was pretty exciting last year with some of the antics led by Kayla Small, who is still a student at Central but not on the volleyball team, and an ace by Lena Whitney, who continues to serve in Central with an 8-point advantage. Short serve. Didn't get much on it. Had to misdirect the hit, did Russick. Back row kill. Presley Ryan off of Brooke Nelson. A 9-point Central lead. The bench is having a field day over there. And Amanda, you might have to catch a reaction shot of the CWC bench after points there, because they're feeling it. They're having a great time. Whitney still serving. Back set. Good dig, Ryan. Svensson comes and gets it. Maservi's got a backpedal to the 10-foot line. Russick again winds up. Got the top of the net. Rasmussen is there. Back to Nora. And she is blocked. Good job by Starkeybaum to end the rally. And Central put themselves out to a 15-6 lead. They lead now 15-7. Central leading 2-0 with a 15-7 advantage. They've been two very close first two games, I might add. Russick deep and out. Starkey-Baum back in, Nelson back in. Matthews back in for Central, and Workman as well. And Quincy will go back to serve with a 16-7 advantage. Up 9 with 9 to go. Backside, good job by Matthews. Diving in is Ryan into Paige Tolman on the bench. And here comes McNair back into set for Mulholland. And back to serve goes Peyton Swanson, 5'9" freshman. Central's got them doubled up here in game 3, 16-8. But it feels like, I mean, it's an 8-point lead, and it's their biggest of the evening.
Oh, my God.
Wow. That was a hammer by Stewart.
Yeah.
As about the 13-foot mark on the court, Swanson had to go self-defense mode to save herself on that one. But it feels like a precarious 9-point lead, really. Overpass. Stewart hits the top of the net.
She didn't quite get all of it, did she? Oh, I thought she was going to have another block, man.
She timed it right, but Pfister went to the side of her instead of right at her, and Pfister tallies the kill. We unfortunately will not have much of a post game on this. If in fact we end here at 3, well, at any point we will have not much of a post game, as we'll be vacating the premises quickly. Workman from the right side, pin.
Man, you're definitely seeing the best of CWC volleyball here lately.
Yeah, they have kind of put all cylinders in firing order.
You know, and everybody's jumped in and played well.
18-9 Central. Swing and a block. Ryan.
Man, I'd love to see total blocks at the end of this.
Well, and everybody's getting in on it. Whitney's getting in on it. Stewart's obviously in on it. You have the Presley Ryan getting in on the block party. Yeah. Trying to see if, in fact, how the CWC men's soccer team is doing. That one should be nearing completion right now, as they started their match at about 3:30 this afternoon down in Trinidad, down by the Colorado-New Mexico border, and have not seen a score on that one. CWC volleyball trying to go 1-1 on the day and go 2-1 on the weekend, as they defeated Colorado Northwestern last night in 3, lost to North Platte in 5 to start the day, and right now have them staked out to a 19-9 advantage with a 2-0 lead.
Hallie's served a lot today. You know, it seems like when she's in, she serves usually a run.
That's an ace. 20-9. Coach Kobza says, come here. Anna Richardson's going to check back into the game for Charlie Russick. In the background, you see Johnson ready to serve. Brings the tough one over. Outside, Pfister off the block, will score. Whitney and Workman were there.
She's been about their biggest weapon. Pfister's had a good game. She swings hard, jumps well.
Colorado Northwestern will take on undefeated Gillette in the nightcap here from Rustler Gym. Ryan into the net, 20-11 now. Excuse me, go ahead.
No, it would be pretty interesting if Colorado Northwestern knocked off Gillette.
That would. It would be very interesting. You know, think North Platte's wishing they could have a do-over on that one, as they had him on the ropes and couldn't finish him off. Nice play, Rasmussen in the back row to bring it back up, and it's free ball over by Central to play another round. Back set, Starkey bomb. I think that hit the net. Doesn't matter anyway. Starkey bomb hit it a second time out of bounds. It's 21-11. I think that was a 4 as much as anything, but referee said right in front of him doesn't call it that way. Svensson will come in to serve as Matthews and Workman come out. 10-point Rustler advantage here in Game 3 after trailing much of 1 and 2 and getting the win in both 1 and 2. That might have been an illegal hit on Johnson, but nothing called. Back row, Swanson, cross. Swenson is there, but she can't get enough of it to bring it back up and play it.
Just, in saying that, it is, we talked about that, just not as nearly as ticky-tacky on the illegal touches.
Well, I've not seen one double called on a set this weekend yet either. Receive, and 4 on Central. 21-13. How far was Central down in that game last year when they came back? Was it 10?
Oh, yeah.
It was double digits.
Yep. I think it was like 19-7, I think it was.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Came back along with the help of the soccer team, and there's an overpass that is knocked down by Starkey bomb.
That's the hard part. When you get a big lead like that, is to
keep that momentum going. They're up by a touchdown at 7 points with a minute in the timeout, but as I was going through pronunciations with the McCook girls, I got Libby Cole, and then I said Allie Road. Nope, Roadie. I'm like, okay, 1 for 2. And then I said Bobby Starkbaum. Nope, Starkey bomb. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And
you finally got down to Paulina Pfister, and that was pretty easy.
Yes, and then they have a player from Istanbul, Turkey, that is a little more harder to pronounce.
Yep.
And then their French player Muller Shauna, and I think there's a little nuance of that I've Shauna, or I'm missing the nuance on that name too. But I apologize, but try to do the best that I can.
We're from Wyoming. There we go.
Central out of the timeout, gets the side out. (22-14), looking at a sweep. Pfister through the block scores. I know there's still hay to put in the barn here, as Joe Glenn would say, at 22-15, but would you have predicted a CWC sweep at any point in the first 2 games?
No.
No, exactly.
No.
At any point in the first 2 games.
And I think that's a little demoralizing, on the other side, is like, man, we have played hard, and
to have led X amount of each game and lose both.
Yeah. And you're like, what, on that side, McCook's side, is kind of like, what do we have to do?
Clawing back into this, down 6 now, as they were down 10 a bit ago.
Hopefully we don't have a comeback like we did.
Yeah, the meltdown, or the announcer jinx, whichever way you want to go look at that one. Rasmussen blocked out of bounds by Starkey bomb. It's 23-16. Here comes Stewart back to the middle and serving Lena Whitney.
Going to be about easy an hour behind schedule here.
Oh yeah, this next game was supposed to start at 5, and we're already 5:45, and they'll give them 20 minutes of warm-up, if not more. Whitney puts it into the net, and Johnson comes in to play the back row with Rasmussen and Ryan. Serving is Audrey Holm, 5'9" sophomore wearing number 10. Central up 6 with 2 to go. Stewart makes it 1 to go. Match point Central. Take a very quick break, come back, get your final stats, and tap out on the weekend. And thank you for watching. We'll be back in October when the Rustlers are home, and they'll end it on an ace from Quincy Matthews, who hits the tape, and it falls down, and that will be an ace. And the CWC ladies are victorious with a 25-17 third set win. After winning the first 25-23, they win the second 28-26, and now they have won the third. Final score, 3-0 Central. Victorious. They've already cleared the scoreboard, unfortunately, so our final stat graphic doesn't work on that. And that is a final. Central wins at 3-0. This has been a presentation of Rustler Media. Your post game coming up quickly. Some stats right after this. Central wins it 3-0.
Welcome to Bailey Tire and Auto Service, your local tire and auto repair specialist in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local, choose Bailey Tire and Auto, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dream. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me
Don't leave your future up in the air. Always wear a seatbelt and reduce your risk of death of serious injury in a crash by almost 50%. Buckle up, Wyoming.
Final scores, Central winning 25-23, 28-26, and they win the last one 25-17, and they go 2 out of 3 in their home invite. And just like that, a third of their home season is over in 24 hours.
But it's at least we had 9 this year,
yes,
compared to our general 6. So.
Exactly. Final stats in this one, Presley Ryan with 10 kills to lead the way. Nora Rasmussen had 7. 5 each for Lindsay Stewart and Rachel Workman, 4 for Lena Whitney. On the assists, Quincy Matthews 55. Well, excuse me, that was total attempts. She ended up with 15 on the day. Central with 9 aces, led by Hallie Johnson, had 3 of those. Presley had 2. Matthews and Whitney each had 2. Blocks, 5 for Lindsay Stewart. They outblocked McCook 10.5 to 4 in this one. Central would outkill McCook in the final stanza 11 to 8, and they get the 3-0 win.
Only 10.5 blocks, huh?
I'm not sure how that stat gets tallied, because there were 9 stuff blocks and 3 block assists. And so I'm guessing block assists go as a half point.
Yeah.
So it ends up being 10.5. And 4 solo stuff blocks by Bobby Starkeybaum was all 4 of the blocks for the McCook team. So that's where it ends. So final score, 3-0 in favor of Central, and they will be back on the home court again in October. And appreciate Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew, and which she was all of it here in the nightcap tonight. But Neil Hushbeck did some work for us this morning. For Devin Davis, I'm John Gabrielson. Thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of Rustler Media from Central Wyoming College.